2 turns in a row with successful assassinations against us. What are your chances here? 49%. It would cost 457. Let's try it. Success. Very, very good. Amount gained. Very nice. Very nicely done. We're going to give you assassinate. Okay. Do you see that Cathay 2 can play at that game? Okay. Good morning everyone and welcome back. For anyone new, I play games for the storytelling and challenge, which generally means taking my time, trying to stay thematic, and avoiding exploits. If you prefer min-maxing or speeding through content, then my stuff may not be for you, although you're welcome to join us for a while to find out. In Total War Warhammer, that means using some mods to try to make the campaign and battles slower and harder to try to fit the brutal world of Warhammer, and also fighting all but the most lopsided battles manually. There's a link in the description to all the mods we're using and why, and another to the Steam Workshop page where you can subscribe to all these mods with one click. For this campaign, we're playing as Kugath Plaguefather, the Fetid Brewmaster, spreading out across the world not for the sake of world domination, but in search of the perfect plague. For some reason, humans and dwarves and lizards and everyone else don't seem to want to embrace Grandfather Nurgle's toxic love and are fighting back, which is an annoyance to Kugath, so we'll just have to use more forceful methods, like destroying their armies, capturing their cities, and spreading our corruption to every province we can reach. Alright, so picking up where we just left off, we have a lot to go through here in this episode, so let's go ahead and get through all of these messages, which I'm pretty sure I looked at the end of the last episode. Yep, see nothing here jumping out at me, so in case you've forgotten, like if you're not watching these episodes back to back, like I tend to be playing them, the big news is we're gonna have to do something about Zhao Ming coming down here and taking Qiang. Now it looks like he can just barely get past it in March stance, which makes me think he probably can't get there in regular stance to attack it this turn. At least I hope not, because I'm counting on having a turn. So one thing that I want to do is I want to get a scout over here. Actually, let me pull up the event messages again here. So the raiding that's going on over here, I want to keep an eye on an army that is raiding us over here, but it looks like they're going to have at least a couple turns before they can get to us, and even then when they do, it's going to be this settlement right here, the Temple of Elemental Winds, that they're threatening, as opposed to the village of the Tigermen down here. So we have a little bit of time before we have to worry about this. We do also want to check and see what things are like down here. Is there an army down here? I don't see any military strength in their public order showing up here. Oh, they're about to actually have a rebellion there. That's interesting. And these guys, I guess this is yeah, this looks traversable, so they could send somebody. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send one. Oh, I don't know. Kind of like having these guys in this army, but yeah, no, I need to get eyes on Cathay. So I'm going to send one scout down in this direction. And just keep an eye on this settlement and maybe make sure nothing comes up this way. In fact, I don't think I need you to be quite that far. I want you to be able to get back if necessary. Then let's go ahead and get... We have, this is Nurgle, this is Death, this is Death. So we can spare one of our 2 Death. You look like the better choice here. We're going to want to send you over in this direction to keep eyes on what's going on over here. We just don't want to be taken by surprise over here. Okay. And then finally, you, since I don't see any enemy armies bearing down on us, I am going to leave Village of the Tigermen. It's by the time they get here, it's going to have some of these buildings built. It'll have a better garrison. It'll be a little bit more replenished. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to race in this direction. Now, I don't like losing the Winds of Magic every turn, but you gotta accept trade-offs, and we go a lot faster in March stance than we would in Channeling stance. So, okay. Next turn, we'll be able to race up to maybe about here. If they do get close enough to attack, we can recruit an army up here. We can throw some regiments of renown into it. Let me just take a look at what regiments. Is that literally the only regiment of renown that we have? That can't be right. Oh boy. Do we have any other? Yeah, we've got an army up here. Let me check out this army up here. Falpus Slimegax. Regiments of renown. Oh my. You know, a patch just came out. A patch just came out for, I forget what number we're on now, 4.2 maybe? Or like 4.1.2, I don't remember exactly what it is. Anyway, we should obviously have a lot more regiments of renown than this. I'm wondering if something got screwed up with the regiments of renown. So that is a big deal for us, because if this is the only regiment of renown that we have available to us down here, right? Like if we were to wait a turn and recruit here, and that's the only regiment of renown that we could recruit, is that enough then to fight off this army right here? It might be, because that's a pretty decent regiment of renown, right? This is a great unclean one, I think, right? Yeah, it's a great unclean one. But maybe we're better off recruiting the Lord this turn and going ahead and recruiting some units this turn to give them an extra turn to replenish a little bit. I'm going to have to think about that for a minute, but anyway, we may end up doing that. We may end up doing a Lord, but we've already moved everybody down here that we need to move. Let's go ahead and just make sure there's nothing from a settlement perspective that we need to do down here. It doesn't look like it. So now let's go ahead and jump up to this area up here, this front. We still have the same old going on here. We need the income that we're getting from Dungrut. I don't think he dares attack us right now. So let's go ahead and move on to Kugath. Kugath, just keep coming this way. Looks like it's going to be a little bit slower than I might have liked for him to join the fight down here. What are we looking at? In 2 turns, we'll be able to get to here. In 3 turns, we'll be able to get to here. It's going to take us 4 turns to get here. I think that's what I had predicted last time. I think I'd said 5 or 6 turns. So, okay. Anyway, we did trespass quite a bit with him on the way over to here. Hopefully that doesn't lead to anybody else attacking us or to declare war on us, because we don't really want more people declaring war on us for the moment. Meanwhile, up here, this army, I believe, is now strong enough that we are in good shape to defend against their combined might if they decide to come down this way, but not strong enough to take on their armies with just our army. I'm thinking of our army combined with the garrison that we have here. It does have Crumbling Ague for 5 more turns, so he will continue to replenish. And we're going to jump you into that army before there's a fight, but I don't need to race down there right now. Is there anything that we want to do here? We don't really want to spend our money on any of these hero actions. What about... no, this is Assault Garrison. It's not Hasten Challenges or Steel Technology or whatever. Okay, so pretty soon, I believe one of these two armies, we're going to see it being commanded by the Tsarina herself. There is another thing that we could do. If I pull him out, what are we looking at in terms of replenishment? Right now we are getting, let's look at right here. We're getting 25 troops per turn. If I pull him out, he's getting 21 per turn. That's fine. I can accept that. I'm going to put you in ambush stance, and we're going to move you up here. Just in case the Tsarina does decide to abandon Temple of Heimkohl and move her troops over this way, if we have a force like sitting here not being seen by her, it could jump in and maybe sack this, keep it from building back up, or something along those lines. So there's really no harm, I don't believe, in us pulling the army out right now. We don't really need him to sit inside the settlement. He's still getting pretty good replenishment, where it's only going to take 2 turns until he's at full anyway. Okay, all right, so other than the complication of the Regiments of Renown suddenly not being available to us, other than that, I feel okay about our plan. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of our settlements here. I only looked at the ones in Cathay. Over here, guys are all doing quite well. This is what gives us the plague drones. So actually, this is why we don't have any plague drones in our recruitment pool just yet, because next turn will be the first time that we actually get one, but we'll start getting more and more as this cycles through. Flayed Rock down here, just can't afford to do anything more there. Dread Rock here, you are pretty much, yeah, you've got everything at maximum in this entire province now, so that's a solid income that we're getting out of that province. Right here, you guys are not quite at maximum. We could spend the money to do this, but it's not as important in this province, quite frankly. Not to mention this is a at-risk province from Grimgor if he should decide to declare war on us. Karok Dum, okay, you're fine. A couple more turns. We'll want to build some more buildings here when we can afford to, but it's going to take a while because you are unpleasant climate. Pillar of Skulls, you are not unpleasant climate, but you've... Yeah, I can't really justify spending the money to increase this right now. Which leads us back to this. We could go ahead and recruit more heroes. We have one more of each that we can do, right? In fact... Okay, so here's what we need to do. Coming back down to here. If we're going to have an army down here, now is the time to recruit these heroes down here, so that they can jump in and help defend next turn, if that's what it takes. So let's take a look at what is available to us. Aggressive is pretty good. Tactician is good. Tough is good. Tough is what I want. Okay. And... oh, I can't recruit? Can't recruit an Exalted Hero here. That's good to know. Okay, so let's take a look then at my Plague Riddens. Scabrous. Aggressive. Confident. Fomenter. Think I'm going to go with Fomenter and make him, make him embed in an army where he can help our campaign movement range. So let's do that. It's 1,500. We're running out of money pretty quickly now. But I think we can do an exalted hero over here. We can indeed. I'm not going to do it up here. I'm not going to build an exalted hero. I think we're okay with the armies that we have down here in Cathay. We just need to use them wisely. I'm going to go ahead and send jump up here. Here's where I'm going to build the exalted hero. Have it add to this army right here. So, Dark Fury. Don't love it, but I'll take it. Okay. And do we have any magic items or ancillaries to give? Does not look like it. Nope, nothing at all. Okay. All right. A lot going on from an event message standpoint this turn, but not a whole lot from an actual action standpoint just yet. There will be. Okay, Lord not moved. Yes, we know you've not moved. We're going to leave you there. Unassigned skill points. Somehow I missed this. Okay, so, oh, that's right. These are the guys we just recruited, I'm assuming. Right? Yeah, okay. So what did I say? You are the one that I want... Oops. You're the one that I want to make sure you are embedded in an army. So I'm actually going to start out with replenish troops for you. Then we'll give you Spirit Leech as a second choice. And here's the question. Do I want to... I want to make sure that I remember to only use him in an army. So I'm going to change his name. Rename. I'm going to call him... what's a good term to use for an agent that is going to definitely stay in the army? We're going to call him... We're going to call him a... let me think for a second. How about a commissar? Okay, it won't fit. Let me slog a straw here. Let me copy that. Commissar. Can I now fit? Oops, well, never mind, because it's not allowing me to paste. Commissar Viraflox, that's fine. You are now my battle wizard there, slash advisor, slash make sure that all the troops stay in line. Okay. And you, yeah, you're fine. Building upgrade available, research available. Despicable rival, we're still not encountering Tzeentch. Come to grandfather, we still don't have any relations at all with Khorne or Slaanesh. Contagious horde is a possibility. Plague infection, highly contagious, it's a possibility. I guess maybe now that we're getting to the point where we might start having some great old ones in our armies, it's worth taking these others, but I think before we get to that point, I just want to make sure that we've taken everything else of any value. Here, strain resistance. I think that's what we want for frozen climates. Fleshy abundance. That's a good one to have, obviously, for when the time comes. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then, wait a minute. Don't I have another... This says end turn, but I'm pretty sure I still have another hero unit that needs some skill ranks, don't I? Do I not? Yeah, I know what I'm thinking of. This Exalted Hero that I recruited, was he at level 1 or was he at... Yeah, he's at level 1. Okay, so it was only the Plague Ridden. Alright, it is what it is. Now, let me go ahead and take a look at Diplomacy. We have nothing to do there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our plague situation. We have plagues here. We have plagues down here. We have a plague there. We have plagues here. We have plagues here. We have plagues here. We don't want plagues there. We have plagues here. Can't put a plague there. Pillar of Skulls it is. You're the winner today. Okay, let's go ahead and give you this. Don't need control. Take that. Boom. Okay. Let me just make sure, when we spread the plague, I want to make sure that we didn't accidentally spread it to an army. We did not. Settlements only. Okay. Alright, so we're at 1800. We're down to 395. We need to start taking the infections option from battle results, probably. Although we get 115 per turn, plus some extras from its spreading. So we're still okay from that standpoint. Alright, really quickly now, I'm just going to go through my mini-map and make sure that I'm not missing any armies that I have not noticed. There is an army right there. That's Zhao Ming, of course. That's it. Okay. All right. Let's. I think we've done 1,800 left. I'm going to look at recruiting a lord, because I might want to have the movement range to be able to attack him. No, probably not. Probably not. Because he's not going to be able to get close enough to help support an attack. How far can he reach next turn? Yeah, not enough. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, just because... No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it just yet. If for some reason he doesn't come down this way, then there's no reason for us to build an army here. And there's not really any value to having the army here if we're not going to be moving him out next turn. So let's go ahead and see if I made a horrible mistake or not. Okay, what are they doing? They're content to sit there for the time being. That's okay. Okay, that could be to our benefit if Zhao Ming turns around to attack them. What's he gonna do? Besides try to kill our characters. What are you gonna do, Zhao Ming? Okay, nice. Well, this worked out pretty well. Gash Kadrak threatening Hanyo Port there has worked to our advantage. Bought us some extra time. And that's why I didn't build or recruit the Lord in Kiang. Okay, we can finally watch Reichland a little bit. A very little bit. Grimgore, okay, he didn't declare war on us. That's good. Man-Blight Warhead, I think they just won a non-aggression pact, right? A non-aggression pact, and they don't want to pay us any money at all. And where are they located? I don't even know where they are. Decline. I love the Beastmen. I love playing the Beastmen, but I don't trust them. Oh, he wounded us. He wounded my brand new My brand new agent. That's annoying. Okay. Well, I guess he was just about as expendable as anybody. Settlement receives plague. That's fine. Yeah, the raiding over here, we still need to continue to figure out what's going on over there, what that army looks like, in other words. And we got a rank with Ben von Liebwitz, okay? Alright, so back up here to Kugath. You keep on keeping on here. Closer and closer to the demise of Kolek. Grog, you can join this army up here. How far can they move? If we move to the border here, they're not going to be able to reach us to attack. It does not appear. So we're going to do that. Yeah, if he were to be in... Oh, that's the Tsarina right there. Okay, if she were to be in March... I'm sorry, she could get this far in March stance, but she can't get that far in regular stance. Okay. And she appears to be just perfectly content to allow the Norscan armies to just pillage her lands because she wants to focus on us. Which is fine. Okay. Alright, so we've got a decent-sized army here. Pretty low-level characters, unfortunately. Not all that strong, but not... certainly enough to defend Karak Vlag if she comes down this way. And we'll just play that by ear. Now, back down to you. Direpox. Now that we know there's no army down there and that we've lost one of our agents up this way, I'm going to bring you back up. I should have at least looked to make sure there wasn't another army down there. Okay, now we want you to find out what is going on down here. Okay, you can stop there. We can see their army now. It's a 20 stack. And it's a fairly strong 20 stack. It's taken a little bit of damage, but Celestial Lions, some Grand Cannons, some Terracotta Sentinels. That's absolutely a strong army. Let's take a look again here at Cathay, because they've got two armies stronger than what I was anticipating. But yeah, we can see they're doing better. They're not as strong as us in total yet, but they are certainly better than they were a few turns ago. They are still fighting Eshin and Gash Kadrak in addition to us, however. Okay. All right, so we can't just ignore that army. But what we are doing is we're buying time because these garrisons, it's only a matter of time before they're stronger. May not be strong enough to defend themselves against an army like that, but strong enough that we could conceivably defend them with a hastily recruited emergency army. And meanwhile oh, wait a minute. We're going to get you... What do we want to do with you now? I think we just want to keep you kind of here in the middle. Actually, let's do this. Let's go... Now we can change into channeling stance, because we can kind of put you here at the crossroads. You can go north or south or east, or even potentially west if need be, because of Grimgor. And in the meantime, getting some Winds of Magic back. And Ben von Liebwitz here, how are you doing? It's time for a Gate of Nurgle with you, I think. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. A little bit of replenishment happening. And I'm going to leave you. I don't like how you're bobbing up and down right now. That's just a fluke in the graphics. Okay, that's better. I'm going to put you... Actually, no. We want to move you back just a little bit. That's fine. You should be able to continue to see them right there. They're only doing 200 per turn in terms of income. That's fine. I can accept a loss of 200 per turn. And... I'm going to leave... What am I going to do with you? What we really need, actually... Boom. Here's what we need to do. I need to find one of these guys that's got 3 ranks of Assassinate. Who down here has 3 ranks of Assassinate? Not going to be any of the Exalted Heroes. Not going to be... any of the cultists, apparently. What about... Okay, none of you do. Nobody down here has got any ranks of Assassinate. That's unfortunate, because I would like to kill this guy.
I serve only the house of...
Excuse me, this gal. Alright, with you, if I did want to assassinate, you are my highest level... No, actually, I don't want to pull you out of the army because you're my increased mobility. So maybe you. How much would it cost for you? 700 with a 15% chance. Yeah, that's obviously not worth it. And I think... What do we got? 0% chance here, so that's what you love to see. I'm just going to leave you here as sort of like a... No, I want you to be where you can at least look out over here. She's not going to assassinate you next turn because she's going to be exhausted for 1 turn.
I am no one's servant.
It says 2 turns, but I feel like that really only lasts 1 turn. And, yeah, so it's the rest of this turn plus next turn, I suppose. So, yeah, from here you should be able to watch what's going to happen here. And... is that it for all of our armies already? Have we already moved all of our armies? Dungrut, you're going to stay there. Kugath, you're a couple turns away still. You've already moved. You've already moved. You've moved as much as I want you to, and back to Demon Grog. And Demon Grog's good where he's at. Let's take a look at our settlements. We have a little bit more money now. But still not enough to actually build like a military building here just yet. I'm actually looking at the plagues as well as I go through these. So Ruin's End. You're a good one to get a plague. Boom. Okay. Very good. We're now up over 6,000 in money. Ah, this is nice. Okay, so next turn he'll have a couple more slots opened up. Here you are doing okay on your garrison situation. Should be pretty much filled up by the time they would get down here. Even if they started now. 4 turns for them to get Temple of Heimkohl up to 3. Would be kind of nice to stop that from happening, but we can't do it while those armies are right there. Okay. Going to be a turn away from getting these guys built, and then we'll have another slot open up down here. Okay, I think we can save our money for a turn. There's no harm in doing that. I believe we've already moved everybody that we need to move. We haven't checked our diplomacy yet. Let me see again. Where are you at? It's not telling... doesn't tell me quite where you're at. Unless you're right there. Okay.
Sacrifices to Math.
Yeah, no, it's just not telling me where you're at. Okay. Alright, nothing to do diplomatically. Let's go ahead and get through all this. Let's go ahead and do another end turn. Oops, I forgot to check the mini-map out for unseen armies, but it's all good. Okay, she's just content to park right there. That's fine. That's interesting right there. I was not expecting Gash Kadrak to continue an attack since Zhao Ming is back inside that city. Now, how is Zhao Ming going to react? Did he just assassinate? Man, I hate agents. Oh no, that's the one right there. Okay, so they did, yes, they did assassinate my hero, but I thought they had used the agent that was exhausted to do it. Okay, this is still quite annoying. I don't like all of the agent actions happening against us right now. Going to have to get some of these agents that we have down there in Demon Grog's army, make them better field agents. Ambush foiled, okay, not a big surprise, I suppose. It was only 40%. Yep, 2 turns in a row with successful assassinations against us. The raiding continues, but they have actually moved a little bit closer towards us, haven't they? That's good to know. Look at this. Very interesting now. Boy, the plot just thickened quite a bit here. Gash Kadrak and Grimgor going at it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I kind of hope Gash Kadrak here. They were pretty strong the last time I looked. Yeah, they're not nearly as strong now, are they? So they're gonna... This is basically going to be an opportunity for Grimgor to get even stronger. That's a little disconcerting, but it's okay. It's alright. They didn't declare war on us, which is a complication that we absolutely do not want right now. This is Septid, good old Septid. Been a while since we fought a battle with Kugath's army. We need to get you up to Deadly Onslaught here, so let's go ahead and give you Woundmaker for now. Okay. We are losing a little bit of Winds of Magic, but we still have plenty. Kugath, you're still in March stance. You're going to continue. Look at this. We're really only 1 turn away. At long last, we're in really good shape here with on this front. Okay, we can finally start making some progress down there. Well, not quite yet. Next turn. No, two turns from now, we'll start making some progress down here. Okay, so Dungrut, you can stay where you are. Foulpuss, you can just go back into your ambush stance. I'm going to back you up just a little bit in case that helps. I would like them to do something stupid because they don't know that we're here. That's my goal. Now, if they come down in March stance, we could actually ambush them, which is not something we want to do because we're not stronger than they are. Not with just this army. So maybe I go back a little bit further. How far could they get in March stance? Well, they could actually even get further than that, but... Alright, fine. You've convinced me, game. I'm gonna go ahead and back up even farther here. Just because I realized if I decline attack... Well, I mean, it's not... It wouldn't destroy the army or anything, but anyway. I want to be I want to be far enough away where they don't think we're here and they make some kind of a stupid decision, some kind of a blunder that we can take advantage of. Okay, so now then back to what's going on down here. I don't suppose you have assassinate. You do not. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get you up into this army. Because you're not nothing, and I'm a little bit more concerned about what this army is going to do. They could very well move down on us right here, because they're probably... I don't know if they're stronger than this army, but... They got some good units, but no, they're not stronger than this army. I'm not too worried about it. And meanwhile, we can get the Carrying Groom here. Very good. We can get the Carrying Groom another rank. Let's go ahead and give him... Let's give him Gate of Nurgle as well. Continue to gain our Winds of Magic for the time being. Don't really need to worry too much about what's going on in Kiang for the time being. Okay, Village of the Tigermen. What do we have? We've got... We want to get a... Plague Flesh Poppies building going here because it's the best in terms of income. And it also does give us a little bit of a garrison, so that'll be nice. This garrison just going to get a little bit stronger than what it is right now. The Temple of Elemental Winds, you're one turn away from being up to 19 units. Okay. That's good. That's good. We'll take that. Okay, so have all of our armies now moved. Well, we got you. They're actually interesting. Wow, he is rank 49. It's got to be the strongest character in the game right now, I believe. Okay, that garrison is actually weakened, which is why he's laying siege here, even with Zhao Ming there. So that's interesting. I want to continue to watch what happens there. So I'm going to leave this hero, Rutschel Huss here. I'm going to leave him where he is vulnerable, just because I want to keep watching what's going on up there. Dungrut, just be patient, buddy. Kugath, you've already moved. Falpus, we've already moved you. Okay, time to just check out our settlements again. Okay, Dragon's Death. You need a plague. Okay. Very good. We could now do this. It's a possibility. By this, I mean we could build a basic military building, which means this one right here. However, this is the worst in terms of income of any of the basic military buildings. Don't really know that that's worth it. Probably rather save the money, quite frankly. Pig Barter, you... Wait a minute, no, Karak Dum. Karak Dum is where we now have a couple of slots available to us here. Now, Karak Dum, you are also unpleasant. Before I build anything here, let's just see whether there's a better location for us to spend our money. Okay, back to Karak Dum. Okay. So we could go ahead and do this. This gets an income of up to 400. So everything from 50, was it 50, 100, 200? No, 150, then 200, and then finally 400. Let's go ahead and do that. It's not nothing. Okay. Plus it's well, never mind, we don't need more garrison there. Anyway, okay. Alright, I'm relatively content with that. Let's go ahead and scroll through these things down here. Yeah, I decided not to move them. Let's check our diplomacy. Wait a minute, somebody right here, Gash Kadrak is very close to wanting to have a non-aggression pact with us. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Grimgor having just declared war on him. I don't think we want to take sides in that war right now because we're very preoccupied. So we've already done our plague. Just looking around at the armies, I need to keep an eye on this army right there. How strong is this secondary army here for Kolek? Not very, okay. And then nothing else until we get over here to the Tsarina. Okay. Alright. I hate the fact that she's back up to full strength now, but really we weren't in a position to do anything about it. Okay, let's go ahead then and do another end turn. We didn't see what she did, and that's because I moved my hero unit too far away, I guess. Gash Kadrak, what are you going to do? Are you going to attack Hanyo Port? You are not. Zhao Ming, what are you going to do? Not much. Well, I'm at this point going to assume that that Gash Kadrak is just going to continue to siege Hanyo Port until it has the advantage. And then it will take Hanyo Port and presumably wound Zhao Ming in the process. So I can stop worrying about Zhao Ming and now worry more about the other Cathayan army. I think we have a slight advantage right now against Cathay. I think we have a significant advantage against Kolek. And I think we're in a stalemate with Tsarina Katerine right now. Obtain samples or wallow in the filth. Well now. I hesitate, I mean, I'm always reluctant to pass up on research rate improvement. I think... Oh, look at that, they confederated. That's interesting. Now, where are you located here? You are... You're not moving any closer to us. We cannot quite reach him if we wanted to attack. I'm going to move a little closer to him and see how he reacts. He's not going to come any closer to us because he's not going to attack us while we can get reinforced by the garrison. Is this a battle that I would welcome if he attacks us straight up? She attacks us straight up. My apologies to the ladies out there. I believe last time I looked at my analytics, over 99% of my audience is male. But hopefully that'll change at some point because I do know that there are some very smart women who play Warhammer 3. And don't exactly know what to do here with... yeah, I'll give you Deadly Blade. So anyway, so when I say you guys, I do apologize. Because it's the term I grew up with. Okay. I think we're okay with... I think we're okay with moving forward a little aggressively here. If they do come towards us and it ends up being more in their favor than I'm comfortable with, maybe I'll retreat. But I think it's more likely that they're going to back away. We're at 19. I'm actually going to try to pull you down here as well. Can you reach?
The Father's love guides our steps.
Looks like you can just barely reach. That's good. Okay, now at least we have a full 20 stack. Get him a little bit of experience in the off chance that there is a battle here. And I do want to consider replacing these Marauders with Chosen at some point in the not too distant future, hopefully. Dungrut, you are okay where you are. They're not going to attack you. Kugath, here we go. This is feeling better and better. I think actually what I'm going to do now with Dungrut, I'm going to move you into ambush stance. I'm going to move you back into our territory so you can get a little replenishment. And I just want to see if maybe, just maybe, Kolek does something where he moves his armies out and allows us to get him into a field battle. That would be nice. To be able to take out at least one of these armies in a field battle, as opposed to having to fight them in the defense of the challenging stone. That would be to our advantage. Meanwhile, you did not get pulled out of ambush stance, and they did not come towards us. So let's risk getting a little bit closer here. And you also got a skill up, okay? Take that. Blade Master, why not? And also you, the Cultist, will give you increased mobility. Okay. Alright. We've got you where we want you. We've got you guys where we want you. Oh shoot, I just now saw they have the hero right there. That's going to pull us right out of ambush stance. Who here has Assassinate? I doubt if any of the Exalted Heroes do, but maybe one of the Plague Riddens does. Yes, you do. Bliss Nurgle. What are your chances here? 49%, it would cost 457. Let's try it. Success. Very, very good. Amount gained. Very nice. Very nicely done. We're going to give you Assassinate. Okay. Do you see that Cathay 2 can play at that game? Okay. All right. Okay, I think we got our armies where we want them. Got a little bit of money that we can spend here. Gallows Tree. Let's give you a plague. Could have done it here at Flayed Rock as well, I suppose. I think we can only do one per turn in a settlement. Oh no, Flayed Rock already has a plague. What am I looking at? Okay. Yeah, I just want to point this out. For anybody who's like maybe new to the series and starting with episode 34 for some reason, you'll notice none of our plagues ever spread down here into the Dragon Isles. It just is such a real... I hate to call it an oversight. I have to assume it's a design decision. But for whatever reason, yeah. Even though Kugath's primary mechanic is spreading plagues, his starting location down here, none of these settlements spread plagues. They just don't do it. So it is an absolute... I think it's the only faction that has a worthless mechanic at the beginning of the game, because it literally... Well, I shouldn't say it's worthless, because you can still put the plagues on armies, and you can still spread them with cultists, but you understand what I'm saying. It's a very limited value when you can't let the plagues spread naturally between your territories in your starting province. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, anyway, enough said about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our other settlements. Is there anything else that we can build? Not really anything that we want to build. So we'll save the money for next turn or for an emergency. Okay, I do think we have enough time for another end turn. Let's go ahead and check our diplomacy out. We're up to 10. Grimgor, meanwhile, 3, and Gashkadrak, 27. Okay, very, very interesting. Still at war with both of these two. I will be a little bit concerned if Gashkadrak suddenly makes peace with Cathay. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't do all this, did I? Okay, look at this. Now let's just see what they would give us. I don't know, it's pretty tempting. 42 favor. 42 favor in exchange for really ticking off Grimgor. It's a tough decision, but I think I'm going to pass for now. All right, let's go ahead and do our end turn. Embuscader, that's good. Gashkadrak, are you going to... You did take Hanyo Port. You did destroy Xiaoming. And just as I thought, that other army ran away from us. Okay. Definitely having the upper hand right now against Cathay. And loving it. See, that's all you got to do. You got to be patient. You have to basically be willing to let the enemy be defeated over time by superior strategy. Sometimes, not always. I mean, sometimes it's perfectly, ooh, he's got an extra army. Where'd that come from? Doesn't matter, we'll destroy it anyway. So yeah, particularly when you're playing on legendary difficulty, you just don't have a superiority in forces almost ever, and you just kind of have to be smarter than the enemy is. And the AI sometimes can throw a nice curveball. I mean, take a look at the Thora campaign and how Cetra has done against us in that campaign. Every once in a while, they do quite well. But if you give them the opportunity to make mistakes or just to give you opportunities, those opportunities do usually appear. You just got to be willing to be patient and not bite off more than you can chew. Let's go ahead and put him into a channeling stance because it's pretty clear they're not coming down this way. We're going to just continue the stalemate here. Meanwhile, that's if I... Yeah, let me check this out here. I think I have enough time to go ahead and continue this turn, so let's go ahead and keep threatening in this direction. Where's you? My level 1 cultist, you're as good an agent as any to take out of the army and keep an eye on them down here. And we may be able to chase them all the way out of our territory. Because obviously they're not getting bigger, they're not recruiting while they're in our territory.
My will does not bend.
If they weren't going to attack us last turn, I find it hard to believe that they'll attack us this turn. And if they do, I almost welcome it because I think we can win that. Let's go ahead and give you Infernal Champion. Where am I at here? Right here we are, okay. We're going to give you Deadly Blade. No, let's give you Infernal Champion as well. That's it for this army, it looks like. Up here, okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking, the enemy has no heroes up here. Now that we can see that they have an extra army. It's a decent army too. It's got a couple aspiring champions, those are good units. It's got Feral Manticore, it's got some not spectacular, but just really solid units in here. In addition to Kolek's army, which we can't exactly see what they've got. That is, we can't see yet, but we may be able to once we move this guy down here. Now can we see what's in there? Yeah, that's again, it's not an army that I fear. It's really not. Even Kolek himself. He's strong, but he's only level 17 and could be much worse. I'm going to move Kugath in ambush stance. Is there anywhere where he could get better than a 50% chance? Doesn't look like it. What about you? Is there anywhere where you can get better than a 50% chance? Okay. Alright, how are we going to do this? First of all, let's get you a skill up. Let's go ahead and give you Blade Shield. Between these two armies, I have to think that between these two armies, that Kugath's army looks like the stronger of the two just because of his characters. So we're going to keep him hidden, and we're going to move him up to here.
I cannot rest till
And we're going to put Dungrot back into raiding stance right here. And we'll see what happens. If they come up here to try to attack him with all three of their armies, maybe, we could potentially ambush. And if we don't ambush, maybe let's go ahead and get you then back into Dungrot's army. We could maybe at least catch them to where they can't get the whole way back to Challenge Stone. But in any case, we're obviously going to keep trying to push the advantage on this front right here. Alright. Falpus, you are fine where you're at, and you're fine where you're at. You're fine where you're at. You are building. You are fine. You're fine. You're fine. Flayed Rock. Could build another... Could build this army here. Or, I'm sorry, that building there. Anything else? Yeah, could do it here at Carrick Dum as well. You could build... No, you've got the same two that Flayed Rock has. The two best economic military building, if that makes sense. Okay. Alright, back to... back to here. I think we're just going to go ahead then and build... Wait a minute. So, the Haunted Forest... We need 10,400. If we do one plague, we'll be able to afford getting... finally leveling this settlement up. And there is value in doing that. We could build some military buildings down here. Okay. So, in fact, let's just go ahead and put a... let's drop a plague right here. Wait a minute. First of all, do you need control? You do not need control. Okay. So we'll just drop a plague right here. Boom. Settlement infected. 10,500. Boom. We now have this finally leveling up. It's all good. Everything Nurgle smells like roses. Right? What am I missing? Am I missing anything major? We're winning against Cathay. We're going to be winning against Kolek. And there are few surprises that we're going to experience at this point against the Tsarina. Let's just see how strong she is. It doesn't look like her armies are building up anymore. She hasn't recruited anymore. Yeah, she's stuck there. I think that's the highest that she can achieve with her current level of infrastructure. So that's good. Let's go ahead and just do this real quick. Not quite ready to start a war against Grimgor, but we may be able to soon. Let's go ahead and do our last in turn for this episode. And if there is going to be a battle... Oh, she's coming! Very interesting. Okay. Like to see that kind of aggressiveness from her. So the only place where there really could be a battle is if Cathay attacks us here, and it looks like they are not going to. They just continue to retreat. Oh no, I'm sorry. I guess that Kolek could come out and attack. Which I hope he does. That would be swell, Kolek. Reichland. Can't really see. Well, that's Emperor Karl Franz. Just can't really see what he's about. Grimgor not moving towards us. That's always good. And here we go. The moment of truth. The Star Crushers. Running away. Looks like we got pulled out of ambush stance. Okay. It's fine. I can live with that. Ambush foiled, sure enough. Now we could try it again. At 50-50, there's a chance it would work next turn, but... Okay, so lots of plague spreading, that's good. The raiding continued, we got some ranks, we got war declared. Oh, this is interesting. Oh no, that's just a rogue army. Never mind, it's really not all that interesting. Okay, so we got the stalemate continuing here. Let me just do it like this. Jump over here. We've got a situation where we could go ahead and lay siege to the Challenge Stone. There's a good chance that if we lay siege to them, they will try to sally out and attack us, and quite frankly, I think that would be fine if they do. I just don't... That's far superior to us having to try to attack their walls, because... Yeah, strong garrison, tier 5 scaling garrison buff, and the walls could be kind of an ugly battle. But again, we'll give that a little bit of thought, and then finally down here, I think we're just going to keep chasing these guys out of our territory completely. This does not have a garrison building built here, so that's really the more vulnerable of any of their settlements down here. And are they down to just those 3 settlements? No, they have 5, so they have 2 more somewhere. Presumably, oops, my bad. Presumably a little bit further. Wait a minute. Let me get back to selecting them. Okay. As we... Yeah, I just can't see, but presumably... Oh, that's right. I forgot. They confederated, so they've got some of the other Cathayan cities further north, I suppose. All right. Well, I think we're looking pretty good. Pretty content with how this is going. We are, in terms of our victory conditions here, 11 more settlements, and we will have our short victory, which will be nice, a plus 30 wins of magic per turn. I plan to continue playing this campaign beyond the point of short victory, unless the analytics tell me that it just stops, so that people just lose interest. But so far, I don't think that's the case. In any case, so yeah, 11 more settlements. It sounds like a lot, but I think it's really not quite as far off as it might seem. So that'll be nice, and yeah, as long as Grimgor's not attacking us over here, we really have the upper hand against all of our enemies, I believe. So looking pretty favorable at the moment, and hopefully that won't change. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching. and I will see you in the next episode.